Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Mr. Ibrahim. Shukran so much for joining us today on this insert. Now, we're looking at seeing the most beautiful pictures of the Hujjaj performing their rituals of Hajj, whether it be visuals from Mina, the Haram, Muzdalifah, performing their specific contributions to the Hajj, alhamdulillah. And I'm sure that many viewers watching the footage must definitely be yearning for that. Leaves you with a knot in the throat. Alhamdulillah, we also know that we need to be adequately prepared for the holy journey, and looking at the financial preparations, it's very important. So in July, Oasis launched its new Oasis Crescent Hajj Policy. Please talk us through the motivation behind this product.
Wa alaikum salam, Hawa. It's a great pleasure to be with you, and it's a great time of year for all of us, for all Muslims around the world. And before I start, we just need to remember all those Muslims that are unable to perform Hajj, unable to plan and think about Hajj because of war and because of oppression. And so we have to make dua to the Almighty and ask Him to relieve them of their plight and make it easy for them so that in future, inshallah, they can join our Hujjaj from our country and many other countries who have the freedom to go on Hajj, and people in Syria, in Iraq, Libya, many countries today don't have that privilege. When you make the niyyah to go on Hajj, you obviously have to plan. Because you have to plan for your family, you've got to plan if you leave, you've got to plan about your home, taking leave if you're working, but you also have to plan spiritually and also financially. So this is a lifetime journey, and one wants to make sure that there's nothing that comes in the way of achieving your ultimate dream of having your Hajj accepted, inshallah. And so planning for it spiritually and financially is most important. Oasis has been on a journey since 1997, and that journey has taken us to where we are today. And inshallah, that journey will take us down a longer road where we're able to complete and fulfill the task that's been given to us. And that task that's been given to us, alhamdulillah, has been to provide solutions to the Muslims in an institutional way that allows them to fulfill their obligations like Hajj and the financial impact of Hajj in a compliant way, in an ethical way, and a way that's congruent with our beliefs. And so this journey, may this journey continue. May all involved in this journey that Oasis has undertaken and our pilgrims have undertaken, may we be protected in making the right choices, and inshallah that we can fulfill what the real need. This is a need, this is not a want. This is a need, an obligation to make sure that we live and eat and earn a halal income. We eat halal food and we live in a compliant way. So I think what Oasis journey has taken us to is that after 17 years, we now have clients in 41 countries, many products, many distributors, alhamdulillah.
Wow, this is definitely great, it's taking great strides. Looking at how different this product is, the saving product is to other products, maybe like a bank saving account?
Okay. When you have a long-term ambition, so you have to provide a certain amount of money for your retirement, for buying a home, for going on Hajj. And so it's unpredictable, firstly, in 5 or 10 years' time, how much your Hajj will cost you, or how much your home would cost you. We know what this costs today. And what makes that difference? The difference between today and 5 and 10 years is the thing called inflation. Inflation is actually a riba-based byproduct. In an Islamic environment, we don't have inflation. Value today should be value tomorrow and value it forever, inshallah. So what you do have is this cancer of inflation. And what inflation does is it has prices increasing, so the value of your money decreases. So if it cost you 10,000 Rand today to go on Hajj, it's not going to be 10,000 in 10 years. It's most probably going to be 30 or 40,000. And then if you don't protect your capital will be 10,000. And secondly, you would have to pay 30,000 and you wouldn't be able to go. So the savings products that we've put in place is to counter the effect, one, of inflation, and two, to expose our savings to the growth of the economy, to the growth of companies, to the productivity of individuals. So that's really why you get the growth greater than inflation and counter the effect of inflation. Now, if you put your money into a bank account, a conventional bank account, that is interest, which you cannot use. Now, historically, our people used to do that and then just take out the capital, but then it's 10,000 today, 10,000 in 10 years' time. It's not going to work, the impact of inflation. The second thing is you can put it in Islamic bank, and there are one or two around in South Africa. They've provided a good service. However, the yields that they're giving, the profit rates are so low, 3, 4, 5%, most probably 3, 4%. You have to pay tax on that. So if it's 4%, maybe you'll land up at 3% after tax. And if inflation is 6% and you're getting 3%, you haven't met the needs of inflation. So in 10 years' time, there's going to be a gap between what you need to save and what the cost of Hajj is. So with the products that we've put in place in July, basically we're countering the effect of that, inshallah, and inshallah that we can grow the wealth so that all Muslims can go on a pilgrimage. One of the things that we must be concerned about, Saudi Arabia has been able to subsidize the foodstuff and many, many things that the pilgrims benefit from. So we haven't really seen the full effect of the depreciation of the rand. So if Saudi Arabia is unable to do that, then it will become a lot more difficult for Muslims and poorer Muslims to be able to afford going on Hajj. Now, oil prices are coming down, and that's one of the biggest sources of income for Saudi Arabia. So there's a risk that Saudi Arabia may not be able to do what they're doing today, which will impact. Now, again, what we're trying to do is neutralize, inshallah, the effect of that and the effect of inflation.
This product definitely addresses the needs of the community. Please take us through some of the features of this product.
I think one of the major features is it matches people's time horizon. So if you're planning, you have your niyyah to go in 5, 10 or 15 years, you can save. It also allows you to save much earlier in your life, so it makes it much easier and to save and meet that ultimate goal. And then secondly, it's flexible on time, it's flexible on contribution, and there's no penalties if you can't afford it for any period of time. It may just mean that you'll go a short period later. But, we have to be flexible. So it's an incredibly flexible product. And what it's done is what we've seen. Many, 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 many Muslims, with the launch of the product, within weeks, have made their niyyah to go on pilgrimage. And that is fantastic because these are people, one, who thought they couldn't afford to go. So the niyyah is there, they've started saving, they started planning. We said right up front, they've got to plan spiritually and they've got to plan financially. So for me, it's just early days, but it's been so exciting to see that, and inshallah, that goes on for many, many, many years.
And as a Haji yourself and has traveled to the Holy Lands, how would you say this product will improve the Hajj experience?
I think the most important thing is that firstly, that your family back home are well taken care of. You don't have to worry about that, because if you're far away and they're not able to pay, buy bread or etc., that's a problem. And so that's the first obligation. The second obligation is when you're there that you want to have a comfortable, not an extravagant, but a comfortable, so that you can focus on ibadah and focus on the spirituality without worrying about the financial impact. Now, if you can achieve that, then if the financial side plan is taken care of, you can then focus on the ibadah, and inshallah, with greater focus and greater attention, you know, who knows, more and more of our Hajj will be accepted, and may all of our Hajjs be accepted, inshallah. And also, you know, if you have a little bit more money, you may go to more ziyarah places. Yes. And, you know, you know, you can just do the basics. And then there's certain things that we'd all like to see, and to see as many of the places that are important in our history. And with a bit more financial affairs we can do.
Inshallah, what a beautiful way to say it. In conclusion, Mr. Ibrahim, please give your message to all Hajjaj, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum to all our pilgrims, our brothers and sisters. You're on a journey of a lifetime, a journey that goes back to the beginning of time, really, and a journey that was inspired by Prophet Ibrahim and his son, and by Allah who guided him. And may this journey be fulfilled. May all your du'as, may all your ibadah, and may everything that you do be accepted, inshallah. And may the spirit of the Hajj always be with you in our communities. And we welcome you home, inshallah, to bring the brightness, the barakah of the Hajj and the light that you have into our homes and back into our communities, so that we as a ummah can be united, we as a ummah can look after our own, and we as a ummah can ensure that more and more of our people live in peace and harmony and are not oppressed, and so that they can fulfill the basic needs of Hajj and the basic needs of looking after their families and looking after their children's education, amongst others. Today, very few people. So that's the message I have to all of us, including our brothers and sisters on pilgrimage. May they come home and bring the blessings and barakah with them.
Inshallah. Shukran so much. May you and your family and the rest of the Oasis family have a blessed Eid al-Adha. And shukran so much for having us here at Oasis House. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. It's been an absolute pleasure.